What is up, you guys? It is Nundark. Happy summer, and we're going to do our summer PSA submission today. We already printed the shipping, tracking, you name it. Yeah, Frank and I spent a lot of time going through what we'd like to submit. Both of ours are a little different, but this is one of the cooler submissions we've done. It's all right here. We're going to run through the cards, and we're going to run through the total value. Yeah, I've done a lot of these in the past. If you like this style of video, I do a submission pretty much every 1 to 2 months. It takes 3 months to come back, so I don't know, call it 4 a year. And I've said this before, I'll say it again, it is getting pricier to grade. It's taking longer to get your cards back. It's frustrating the direction that this hobby's going. It's hard to open cards. I mean, there's a lot of negatives. That being said, grading your cards still has so many benefits. The value goes up. They are encapsulated and authenticated. There is no better feeling than when you ship your cards off and then forget about them, more or less, and 3 months later they show back up on your doorstep in PSA slabs, and you search for those 10s. You go card by card. It is Christmas morning 4 times a year, worth every penny. It's frustrating how long it's taking, how much it's costing. Whatever, this was a bulk submission, 20 cards, and with shipping it was $440 to submit all these. The total value ungraded of these 20 cards was $880. So to grade $880 worth of raw cards, it was about half of that to submit. And then obviously the values can skyrocket depending on the grades that they get. We will go through them one by one. And then there is a little special express graded card at the end, so you won't want to miss that. But also, if you hear beeping, our power went out. It came back on. The sump pump is freaking out, and yeah, we're gonna have to feel the rhythm of the beat. That it's just gonna happen throughout the video, and you might hear it, you might not. I don't know what the phone's picking up. I'm picking it up. It's gonna test my focus. It's gonna test it. It's gonna be maybe the hardest focus test my ADD brain's ever had. If you want to say, you know what, you battled through an Undark, nice job, hit the sub button. Say that's your way maybe of letting me know, yeah, that was annoying for us as viewers too, but hey, good job persevering. Whatever, I digress. I'm gonna stop ranting. That's just me. First card we have, I believe this one is the Taipei Pokemon Center promo, Chinese promo. I absolutely love everything about this style of card. So here's 2 of them. I'm going to try to get sequential. They're both 10 candidates. They're both extremely clean. There are many more of this style of card from Pokemon centers around the world with this little stamp here. But I absolutely love collecting these Pikachu promos. I need to make sure that I keep these in the right order. So we'll start here with the Taipei. Looking like it's at a fruit stand, farmer's market. Got a little plum purse on. But yeah, that's the first card here. And that raw is worth $21. Okay. The next one is the Kanazawa, I believe Japanese Pokemon Center promo. And this one is like a hot air balloon festival. And this one is worth $55. Next, we ripped open the cellophane original wrapper of our special delivery Charizard. I bought this for $55 at a card show, call it 3 months ago. It is now up to $80 to $90 raw and almost $600 in a 10. It is extremely off-centered, however, extremely clean. I do not think it'll meet PSA 10 requirements. If I did, I may have done a higher level of grading tier to get this back quicker. But yeah, just having this in a 9, I really hope it doesn't get an 8. It's clean. So I hope I get this in a 9 and I can display it. It's still like a $90 card in a 9. So yeah, the special delivery Charizard with the Pikachu mailman on his back. Then we have the Salamence from Journey Together. Yeah, I pulled this from our only Journey Together booster box. The boys and I split the box 3 ways. I happen to get the SIR, and it is a gorgeous SIR at that. So I'm very happy with this. It is clean, and I want to get slabbed. It is one of my favorite pulls. There's the Salamence from Journey Together. This is an oldie, SIR, Iron Leaves. We've all seen this card. My wife and I pulled this when she was getting into the hobby. I'll never forget it. We were stoked. Thinking about giving this one to her slabbed. But yeah, this is just to strictly keep it slabbed. I know I'm never getting rid of it. I want to protect the card. So Iron Leaves from Temporal Forces, SIR. Then you have the Secret Rare VMAX Pikachu Rainbow from Vivid Voltage. Previously, this one got an 8. However, I cannot, it's off center, so let's get past that, but it can be pretty off center and easily get a 9. There is no whitening to speak of, okay? Usually 8s, you can clearly see whitening, like very clearly, on multiple corners or edges. There is literally none, and I have looked at this with a fine-tooth comb. There is nothing wrong with the surface either. So I microfiber toweled it carefully. This was previously cracked, put into my Pikachu binder. It's put its miles in, but I'm really hoping that this one comes back a 9. I don't expect a 10, but a 9 would be really cool and look a lot better on a shelf than an 8. Then we have 3, and I gotta be there are 3 of these, I'll show them all, but I wanna keep them in their order. This first one is my copy. If you guys remember or saw my videos, my 2 friends, Pygon, and my cousin, Nate, and I met in Indianapolis, and met for the first time, and each opened a Lily's Clefairy, or a Lily's milk crate, 7-pack box, and this was the promo card in it. The promo card is worth $13, and each of us opened a box, and to kind of commemorate the trip and meeting each other for the first time, we were all going to get these graded and just kind of have this card as the memory of the trip. So I have 3 of these copies. This one is mine. This one is Nate's. And then this one is Pygon's. So we have 3 of these. I just hope nobody gets shafted with an 8, but it'd be sweet if we got 10s too. And they will be sequential. So that was the big thing, is we wanted to have a sequential graded trio of the same card to commemorate the trip. I think that's pretty cool. Also, I never went through the values of the previous couple cards. The special delivery Charizard is $91 actually. The Salamence is $85 from Journey Together, and the Iron Leaves is $35. I remember when we pulled it, it was maybe $80 about a week after release. Now it's $35. And then the Pikachu VMAX is up to $120 raw. Then obviously those promos, these were 13 bucks a piece, and then you get to, that was all my portion of the submission. Now it's Frank's. Frank got these, and these hit CGC 10s. He would like them in PSA, so we did carefully crack these. This is a Gengar Master Ball from Japanese 151, valued at $190 raw. He's hoping for a PSA 10. He's going for every Master Ball, and he is only like 38 away, which is insanely impressive. This is his alt art Noivern from Evolving Skies, valued at $38. Then he has a really good feeling about this. Oh, that hit a CGC 10 too. So this is a regrade as well. This Galarian Berserker V, he pulled from a Lost Origin box, and he is dead set that this one's going to get a 10. So I think he'll be really frustrated that if it gets a 9, I can attest in pre-grading, I also think it will get a 10. It's clean. This Galarian Berserker from Lost Origin, valued at $16. Then a standard base set Ninetales, hollow. This is his childhood base set Ninetales. So this is purely nostalgia, valued at $10 right now. Yeah, base set Ninetales. Now you get into the Charmander, Charmeleon, Shadowless, and first edition base set cards. Trying to go for sequentials here. These are Frank's. He found these at a card store, bought a bunch of them. They were fairly cheap. They're all under 10 bucks, I believe, and all on one page. So he just bought them all, and he's going to grade them. And then the 2 first editions you're about to see, I purchased, and they're in terrible shape, but he's hoping for 1s. This is the Shadowless Charmander, and then the Shadowless Charmeleon. Then a second copy of the Shadowless Charmander, valued at $5, $6. And the second copy of the Shadowless Charmeleon, valued at $4. And then you have your bangers, pretty bad shape, right? Pretty bad condition. But a first edition Shadowless base set Charmander, valued raw at $72. I bought this for $40, traded him it for around $50, maybe, and now it's up to $72. This is crazy. Raw, but it is an iconic starter Pokemon. First edition nonetheless, and then the first edition Shadowless Charmeleon to match, and that is $75 raw right now. So those are really cool. And then from the Kazuki? No, that's the artist. I forget the starter deck. Starts with a K. The starter deck that this came from. Frank will let me know in the comments. And he'd let me know if he was here right now. But this is a Blue Eyes White Dragon, non-first edition, SDK001 from the starter deck early, like 2000, 1999, Blue Eyes White Dragon. So I believe this is his child card too, and he wants to get it graded. $12 raw right now. So those cards raw total $880, and we paid $440 for the submission. 11 were Frank's, 9 were mine. 2 of those that were mine are for our Pygon innates. Okay, then this, I teased this at the start. This Blissey, Frank found at a card store for an absolute steal. Even asked respectfully if the price was what the price was. It was. It is worth $41.79 raw. Let's just say he bought it for much less than that from a credible card store, and he asked twice. So I think he did a good enough job being not fleecing a card store, but he got this for cheaper. Therefore, he's a huge fan of Aquapolis. It's his favorite set. So he wants to get this graded, absolutely. And even if it turns into a play, he should make out like a bandit on it. However, kind of got railed on shipping. He paid to get this in 20 days instead of the 65 days that we're getting the rest of the cards. So this is quick shipped at value standard, I think, 20 day, and that is $40. So $40 to grade this one card. Plus, this is where it gets messy, and we haven't done this very often, and I don't think we will now unless it's like a Gold Star Shining or Crystal. This was $20 to ship each way. So all in, it was $80 to grade this card. Let's say he got the card for free, which he didn't. For it to make him money, it would have to hit an 8. It is clean. It is a candidate for an 8. Could get a 7. And because of the shipping costs, he's essentially going to break even, but have this in 20 business days instead of 65, and it is from his favorite set. So I still think worth it, so does he. But yeah, just some information on this one. Different submission, treating it differently, getting it quicker than the other cards. Frank and I have done a last-minute revision to the PSA submission following the Minnesota Hobby Clash card show. We picked up 2 cards. He picked up and is cracking a Lugia that has a swirl. It was a CGC, I believe, 8.5. He is going to grade it in PSA. I think he already owned this, but he bought a PSA 8 swirl copy, and getting this in a PSA slab will be more liquid and easy for him to sell. A lot of vendors would not buy his CGC 8.5 or gave him too low of a deal. So Frank is submitting this awesome swirled copy of Lugia, hoping for a PSA 9, obviously going up, but it could be a PSA 8. Then I picked up this awesome swirl. There should be like part of a swirl there right by the mouth of this Blaine's Arcanine. Super, super near mint copy of Blaine's Arcanine from Gym Challenge. It is about as clean as any vintage card could get. So the ceiling for this, I think, would be a 9. I'm expecting an 8, and obviously there's the chance of a 7. But picked this up yesterday, wanted to get it into the submission before dropping it off at FedEx. And then I picked this up, or pulled this actually, and don't have a tie to this card or particularly love it. I mean, it's obviously cool, but it is perfect. I can't find anything wrong with it. I've looked in a microscope. There's no nicks. There's no whitening. If there was ever a modern card to get a 10, It's this, and this card fetches a pretty price point in a 10. It goes from like 30 to 160 bucks. So we're adding that in as well. If not now, when? And we won't see these cards for another 3-4 months anyways. So we're adding those 3 cards. I just want to get that in there, that this is now a 23 card submission. Yeah. Okay, so there you have it. To recap real quick, the 2 Pikachus from Pokemon Centers, International Pokemon Centers, Special Delivery Charizard, Salamence, Iron Leaves, the Gigamax Rainbow Pikachu, the 3 Lily's Clefairies promos. Then you have the Gengar Master Ball, the Noivern Altart, the Berserker, the Galarian Berserker, the base set Ninetales, the Shadowless Charmander, Shadowless Charmeleon ×2, and then you have your first edition Charmander base set and first edition Charmeleon base set, and then you have your Blue Eyes White Dragon, and then in a separate submission we have the Blissey. Let me know what you think about this submission. Yeah, and if you guys are still submitting, how you feel about the current prices, kind of how you're handling the PSA market, graded market, Pokemon as a whole. And yeah, and I have a cool, couple cool kind of top grail cards and most iconic cards in Pokemon ever that just came out. So I'll link that at the end of this one. And then we'll do a video when these return to see how these graded. So make sure you like and subscribe for more. Most importantly, with everything going on in the world, be a good person. Tell someone you love them. Watch out for each other. Yeah, just be a good person. Peace.